Help! I have a GoPro vlogging problem. Is this the solution? Or is this the solution? Or is this the solution? Let's talk about it. This is my favorite vlogging camera. This is the GoPro Hero 8 Black. And before this, I used the Hero 7 Black, and both of them are fantastic cameras thanks to hyper smooth and improved internal audio. There are also options to extend this GoPro to add external microphones and other little accessories to make vlogging even better. So whatever preconceived notions you have about GoPro and action cameras, this is a perfectly viable, if not the best, vlogging camera. However, thanks to this pandemic and also the really awesome summer weather, I've been spending more time outside and doing some adventure travel vlogs, many of which that you can see over on our other channel, Gemini Discover. The more that we get out and do adventure travel vlogs, the more this GoPro setup is starting to lack. And what I mean by that is we're doing things like whitewater rafting and bouldering or scrambling and hiking, and we don't necessarily have a free hand to hold this GoPro vlogging setup.
This is the terrain I've been going through. I haven't recorded because I don't have a head mount and I need my hands free here.
So if you want to vlog hands-free, what are your alternatives? Well, you have a few. First up, you have the traditional GoPro chest mount, which is what I'm wearing right now. It's a really cool way to center the GoPro and have your hands free so that you can be recording the action as you're moving. The only problem, actually there are a couple, is that number one, this is a pretty bulky setup when you include all the straps, and it's really only for GoPro, so you can't put a mirrorless camera or another camera in its place. And number two, this is just not a very attractive look. In fact, we jokingly call this the GoPro bra, and I'm sure many of you do as well. So if you don't want to wear the GoPro bra, what are your solutions? Well, there's a few. Number one, you have a backpack clip. This is one made by Telesin, and we've taken this all over. This is the one that we use when we are whitewater rafting, and this is a super cool mount because you stick the GoPro in the front, and then you have essentially a baggy clip here. And this can clip to just about anything from a vest to a backpack strap. It's really cool, and it actually is really strong. It really holds its place once it's clipped in. So this is a really minimal, compact, and super straightforward way to mount a GoPro and be able to do things like hiking or paddling or anything outdoors. The only condition is that you have to be wearing a vest or a bag or something with a strap to connect it to. The only downside I can think of to using a clip like this is that you're limited to using the GoPro mounted to the clip if you were to remove it. This can be a problem if you prefer to use a small tripod or a bigger mount like the GoPro 3-way or a Joby Gorilla Pod. You'll have to stop and take the GoPro off of this clip mount and mount it to that other tripod or mount that you want to use. Now, for the way that we like to film our adventure travel vlogs, this really is the deal breaker because we really like having this handle. It's really useful for filming with two people and also being able to extend the tripod up and get a little bit of height clearance, as well as making sure that there's enough separation between our hands and the microphone. If this whole camera setup here is mounted to this clip, then that really leaves the microphone too close to the clip, and we end up making a lot of extra noise as we're vlogging. So that leads us to the third option, which is using this Peak Design capture clip. You may have seen this before. A lot of travel photographers and videographers like to use this to hold a mirrorless camera or DSLR to their backpack strap. In case you're not familiar with this clip, it attaches to a backpack strap, and it also has a tripod plate which is removable or detachable. So this tripod plate can mount to the bottom of a camera that has a 1/4-inch tripod mount. Now, unfortunately, the GoPro does not have a 1/4-inch tripod mount, although you can get an adapter that allows you to have one. But if we do that, then we're more or less left with the same problem that the Telesin clip has, in that you only have the camera mounted to the Peak Design capture clip, and you can't have a handle or a tripod mount. So to get the best of both worlds, we're going to have to do a little bit of DIY work here. If you go over to Lowe's, Home Depot, any kind of hardware store, you can pick up a few things that you'll need to make this happen. First of all, we need a 10 to 24 by 2-inch screw, as well as the nuts that come with it. This is the 10 to 24-inch screw, and it's essentially the same size as the GoPro screw. It's just a little bit longer. The next thing that you'll need is a modified GoPro adapter. And what I mean by modified is you need one that is pretty bare without an extra tightening screw on the side. So this is a standard GoPro mount adapter, and as you can see, there's a piece here for this GoPro screw to go into to tighten. In this case, we need a GoPro screw that doesn't have that end piece so that we can attach 3 adapters together. Here's the GoPro mounted to the tripod. then we're going to go ahead and add this 1/4-inch screw adapter. It will probably take some experimenting to figure out exactly where you need to place the nuts in order to tighten this screw, but once you do, you should be left with a modified GoPro vlogging rig that includes a 1/4-inch tripod screw in the back. Now from here on, we're almost there, but now we have the 1/4-inch tripod screw attached to the GoPro, and we want to attach that to the tripod plate that comes with the Peak Design capture clip. However, we need one more mounting piece, and that is a female 1/4-inch screw adapter, which goes on the end of the GoPro piece and also tightens into the Peak Design tripod plate. Now the resulting vlogging setup is rather bulky because this piece is going to stick out. However, it accomplishes our mission of giving us our regular GoPro vlogging setup with the handle included, and it gives us a tripod plate for mounting to a tripod adapter or to the Peak Design capture clip. So this way we have fast and easy access to our GoPro camera and vlogging setup anytime we want to take it off of our backpacking strap. So I'm pretty happy with the results. However, there is a slight problem with this Peak Design capture clip in that you have to have a backpack strap that's rather thin in order for this to be tightened all the way. So if your backpacking strap is too thick, then this may not attach very well. So that leads us to the third and final solution today, which is the cotton carrier Strapshot. Now the function of the cotton carrier is pretty similar to the Peak Design capture clip, but it has a slightly bigger footprint. But the benefit to going the cotton carrier route is that it's a Velcro adjustable strap, which makes it much easier to attach to any kind of backpack strap, no matter how thick or how thin it is. The one possible downside to using cotton carrier is that they use a non-standard mount. So the nice thing about Peak Design is that that's a standard Arca Swiss tripod plate that you can use interchangeably between Arca Swiss tripod mounts. On the other hand, the cotton carrier quick release is a non-standard plate that fits only with their products. So this might be a problem if you want to use your GoPro with a big standard tripod. However, with this method, you have a small tripod built in, so maybe that's not such a big deal breaker. The other nice thing about the cotton carrier mount is that you can take your camera out just by twisting one hand versus the Peak Design clip, which might require the use of two hands because you have to hold down this release button. So at the end of the day, I haven't quite made a decision about which of these hands-free options is best for holding my GoPro vlogging rig. However, it's safe to say that I've more or less ruled out the GoPro Bra because it's not the most flattering look, plus it's not very flexible. So that leaves me with the Peak Design or the cotton carrier option, and both have their pros and cons. There's also one more option that hasn't arrived yet, but I'll talk about that in a separate video because I have a feeling that the fourth option is actually going to be the one that works the best, but I don't know till I try. So what I'll have to do is take all of these rigs out on different hiking trails and see which one ends up working the best. But in the meantime, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below if you have any ideas or suggestions about how to hold my GoPro vlogging rig hands-free without looking ridiculous. So let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts, and in the meantime, stay tuned for my final results and what I think about all these hands-free GoPro vlogging options.